Clamping up miters seems like a pretty simple task. But if you've ever done it with clamps and you know that one little adjustment in one corner can throw all other corners out of whack. So what you need is a clamping system that can hold even pressure in all the corners and hold those miters at 90 degrees. That's where a miter clamp like this really shines. It holds all four corners at 90 degrees and it applies even clamping pressure to keep everything square. So basically this clamp consists of 4 blocks connected together by a threaded rod. I started by gluing up those blocks. There's simply 2 layers of plywood that are glued together and then they're cut square. Then I took those over to the table saw and used a tall auxiliary fence on the miter gauge and I clamped the workpiece to it. Then I made a cut, removed the workpiece and rotated it 90 degrees and made another cut. And that left me with these L-shaped brackets. After I was done with that, I took a trip over to the drill press. We have 2 holes to drill in each of these L brackets. One hole is through and the other hole is stopped. I drilled those in all 4 corner brackets. Then at the bandsaw, I cut these bases to size. And they're really just cut to square and then the corner is dog-eared. And those simply get glued on to the bottom of the corner brackets. And that's what I have here. I have 2 of these guys glued up. So you can see, I have one hole that goes completely through, then the other hole is stopped. What we're going to do now is we are going to epoxy in the threaded rod into that stopped hole. Make sure it's in the right hole, then you're going to apply a bead in there, then also apply a bead onto the threads, just to make sure we have good contact. Then apply some there. Then we'll simply spin that in place until it seats all the way in. We'll set that over there to dry. Now, one other thing I'm gonna do while that epoxy is curing is I'm gonna glue on a pair of cork pads. That's just gonna keep the clamp from dinging up the corners of the miters. It's gonna give it a little bit extra grip too. Those guys in place. All right, I'm gonna let these dry and I'm gonna finish up these other corner brackets. Then I'll show you how this goes together and how it works. All right, so once you have all your threaded rod installed and your corks on all the inside of your jaws, you're ready to go ahead and assemble them. So let's take a look at this and see how it goes together. So each of these has a threaded rod epoxied in a hole and then the through hole. So really, we're just gonna work in a pinwheel configuration around until we have them all in place. There we go. And now for our adjustment and tightening of these, we're gonna slide a washer and a speed nut onto each threaded rod. There we go. Honestly, it's pretty simple. So let's take a look how this works. So I have a couple pieces cut here of a frame. So we're gonna need to adjust these out. And the cool thing about these speed nuts is you can back them off a little bit, then you just pull them out to adjust them. So we'll get that guy. That one in place. Now, of course, on a picture frame, you'd have this glued up, but I'll show you without glue for now. Okay. Then once they're all in place and everything's tight, you can go ahead and engage these speed nuts. And you're just gonna rotate them to start to tighten them, and you'll feel those threads engage. And then you can just work your way around the frame, keeping the top even, and giving the knobs a turn as you go. And there we go. It's the perfect clamping solution for those tricky miters that can start slipping on you as you tighten them up. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this tip and you want to see more from Woodsmith, Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be uploading woodworking videos and tips weekly. And trigger the bell, that way you get notified when we do upload those videos. Any links for plans or supplies we use for these projects will be down in the description. As always, thank you for watching.